communicates meter up to the painting.
Oh wow.
Who is this?
So this is Wilhelm von Hest. He was a commander of the Hessian army. Now let's go over to Eliza.
Eliza was very
It's
beautiful.
going crazy.
This is an oil painting from the 1800s. She had this done in Rome. So nothing electrical about it. Look at Tiffany's.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Who's this?
That's her adopted granddaughter. So that's Eliza Jr.
And who's that?
William Chase, the grandson. So the story between these three is that when he gets a little older and the grandmother Eliza gets a little crazier, he comes to the house with a woman that he wants to marry. He says, listen, I want your approval. And she says, well, for whatever reason, she says, it's either the girl or your inheritance. And he chooses the girl. So Eliza immediately writes him out of the will. She puts a black veil over this portion of the painting, cuts him out of the will.
This stayed straight on red
Yeah.
for a long time.
Cuts him out of the will. She passes away. He comes over to his sister and he goes, okay, she's dead. Let's split this up. What do I get? She goes, no.
That's not.
You made your decision. You knew what was
Turn
at
the
stake.
skink over us.
Yeah, exactly. So he then sues her, goes all the way up to Supreme Court, and in order to pay for the legal fees, she had to start selling off the artwork and the land, and eventually it got reduced to what we have today.
All because of the petty thing.
Because he got written out of the will.
So whatever happened to him
I don't know.
and the girl?
I don't know. You'd have to ask someone much smarter than me.
Could there be any other thing with it that they use to make the paint or something that might be?
I mean,
Behind the
again,
wall?
this picks up EMF fields, not vibrations, not oil, not anything like that.
That's picking up their spirits. Well, their energy.
I mean, kind of like the furniture in the other room. I'm not saying it's definitely a ghost, but it's definitely interesting that there's something residual enough on here to make these go off.
Right.
Now, the thing about ghost hunting tools is if you watch any of the shows, it's really a bad example of what ghost hunting is, because first of all, they go to a location and they're there for 12 hours, 3 days sometimes, and then they only get a tiny bit of evidence, and then they got to cut that down to 42 minutes because an hour-long show with commercials, and they throw in some effects and some music, and any one of us could have a ghost show, right? Mm-hmm. What they don't show you is that it's just a lot of just sitting in rooms for hours in the dark,
Waiting.
exactly. The other thing is that they use a lot of tools that have not been really tested yet. They use a lot of apps or spirit pucks or things like that kind of decipher and go through white noise. And it's supposed to be that when you hear a word or a phrase, whatever, that's a spirit communicating. And there's a lot of things like that. Now, unless I'm missing something, no one that I know has a ghost in a lab somewhere that they construct a thing, they test it on that thing, they get a positive reaction, and then they sell it on eBay, right? So they're just making things based off of theory. The thing about what we use, the tools, is I know what this does, right? I know what a REM pod does. I know what a flashlight does. I know what those light sensors do, right? They weren't made for ghost hunting. And sometimes the best tools are just eyes and ears as well. Make sense?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to leave that REM pod right there. We're going to head upstairs. I'm going to check out upstairs, all right? You want this?
Oh, sure.
This thing's crazy.
So check that out. Check that out. Tiffany, how's yours going?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Going nuts.
Oh, I got the little vibration ball.
So this is where the magic happens, huh?
Yeah.
So
For
this.
some people.
So why does Aaron Burr have his own mattress in here?
His own mattress?
Is this where they slept?
So this would have been Roger Morris's room.
Oh.
This would have been Stephen Jamel's bedroom. Would have been Aaron Burr's bedroom. during the revolution, the officers would have stayed in these rooms down here, soldiers would have stayed upstairs on the 3rd floor, probably in the basement as well. And so the beds are in here. I believe this is on loan from King Manor, which is another historic house. But it's just to represent that what the room would have been used for.
Can I have this?
Yeah, absolutely. It's not actually a mattress. It's just like a giant bag stuffed with hay or packing peanuts. What is interesting is that about a year ago, I was leading a private investigation, and I noticed right here it looks like an ass indent, like someone was getting out of bed. In this room is where we captured that EVP that I showed you guys earlier.
Where were you guys stationed?
Well, in the video, we're all over, like we were just setting up the room. So I believe the camera was set up over here when it was captured.
It's over here.
Wow.
I always make it a point to say that on all of our investigations. Nothing that you're seeing is fake, hoaxed, rigged, or anything like that. This is always straightforward. We don't have people hiding out in other rooms doing fun stuff.
Have you guys measured the temperature in this room versus other rooms?
No, but you can feel it.
Yeah, you definitely feel it.
Yeah. Now, it is cold out tonight, but there's always an obvious difference in this room too. So that lamp that's right over there by Tiffany, over the last couple of months, that's been turning on by itself, turning on and turning off. We'll go out to the gate at the end of the day. We'll lock up and we'll see that it's back on. A lot of light activity in this house over the last couple of months. Yeah. You know what I just thought of? I'm gonna play that EVP in here and see if that gets something.
Yeah. It's interesting, this isn't going off as much anymore.
Yep, so that's the thing is that, okay, let's just say if it was, for whatever reason, there's a high EMF level in this room, just naturally. Why isn't that going off all the time, rather than it's just fluctuating? So that shows you that something's at least passing by. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you notice on these investigations, I don't say, these ghosts do this, these spirits do that. It's very, I leave it open-ended for a reason. I want to leave you guys to come to your own conclusions. But yeah, so I'm gonna.
Hey, Vinny, did you turn the 3rd floor lights on? Have they been on?
They've been on.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna play the CVP and see if it invokes anything, just for shits and giggles, because I'm still really psyched about this.
Yes.
Okay. If anyone's in here with us, I was here with some friends a few weeks ago. And we captured what I believe was your voice, and if you want to say anything like that again, you're more than welcome to do so. Do you recognize this?
Let's see if anything turns over here like you.
Should we go to,
Let's see if anything turns over here like you.
should we go to, Washington room? Yeah.
Let's see if anything turns over here like you.
Should we go to, Washington room? Yeah, that's like that.
Was that you? If that was you, can you make this little ball light up? Let us know that you're here. Maybe make a bang out in the hallway. Move something in here. No one's here to hurt you in any way. You heard that?
Mm-hmm.
Someone in the hallway? We don't want to hurt you. Do you have something you want to tell us? Are we bothering you? We're gonna come out in the hallway. And then, well. Fuck, that was me.
What room is this?
This would have been Washington's bedroom based off of his documents. Would have also been William Chase's bedroom, the boy from the painting. A couple months
It's a
ago.
small room for Washington.
Yep.
He's a big man too.
You
He's
didn't
like
get the
6.
master?
Yeah, I know, right? A couple of months ago, our former executive director was leaving at the end of the day. She got to right over there, and she heard what sounded like someone getting out of the bed and scurrying to the back corner of the room.
Wow.
Yep, right over there.
And Burr's room really had a lot of activity. Oh, there's 2.
Yeah.
Is there anything behind this wall other than Burr's room?
Chimneys. If you look at these globes, you could see how they're different.
I thought this was like,
Girl.
this is all right out of those.
They're coming for me.
What's in this chest?
I don't know. This is Napoleonic, so that means that it belonged to the Bonaparte family. That's how old that is.
Wow.
Yep.